14-year-old Paris on how to become a UX designer. We're going to go through fundamentals. We're going to go through what UX design is, down to the core, the terminology within UX design. We're going to go over how to get certified and how to market yourself as a brand, as a valuable UX designer to get into a six-figure career as a UX designer at entry level. This is a 9-year-old Royal, and this is 14-year-old Paris. Say what's up, Paris.
What's up?
Okay. So, Royal, I want you to read.
Get a career in UX design.
The first thing we're going to learn is the fundamentals of UX design, Paris and Royal. The fundamentals of UX design is understanding what UX design is, right? So what is UX design? We're going to read it from my course and curriculum that I built, which is a 10-step system. Well, it's a 3-step system, but it goes into detail within 10 steps. But the overall curriculum is understanding what UX design is, how to get certified, and how to brand yourself as a valuable UX designer, right? There's a 10-step system to understand the whole life cycle of UX. We're going to start with Royal. What does that say?
What is a UX designer? A UX designer enhances the usability and overall experience of digital products.
Right? Let me explain what a product is. A product is an application or website. Companies look at their digital experience, their tech experience as products, right? They look at them as tangible products like this phone, right? So when somebody say the word product, they're talking about like the app like Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, that's a product. Or Walmart.com, that's a product. You understand that, Paris? I want you to read the next line, Paris.
They focus on creating intuitive and engaging interactions for websites, mobile apps, and software applications.
All right. I'm gonna read the third one. UX designers conduct user research to understand user behaviors and preferences. So this is critical, right? How do we solution UX problems, right? Say for example, if you are on a website that you like, let's say a game like TikTok, like Roblox, and there was a button to start the game, right? And the funny thing about it is, what if it was hard to find? Because there was so much noise on that site. Like I'm talking about so much imagery, so many tabs. It was so cluttered. As a UX designer, what we do is to make a better experience. We would sit down with somebody such as yourself, and we will set up a test, and we will question you, and we'll ask things like, Royal, like how can you find how to start the game? And you will basically tell us. You will say yes or no. And those things that we're finding from you, in some instances, are called pain points. Like what frustrates you. Also, what we do is we'll ask you other questions. What will be a better way for you to start the game? We will analyze that information. Analyze is actually sum up everything we got from you, synthesize it. That is putting it all together into a way where we can use what you said to us to design a better experience. Make sense? So that's the research part. What does this say?
They collaborate with teams to translate user requirements into functional designs.
Right. So this isn't a process where one person is going to do all the thinking, right, Paris? This is a process where we collaborate with designers, other designers, you know what I'm saying, that know the product in different areas. We collaborate with researchers, people who conduct the tests to understand users. We collaborate with stakeholders, people who buy into the product, who are valuable key players. We collaborate with users, people who we're designing for. Tech teams or dev teams like development, people who actually code and make it work, right? And then analysts, people who just know the product in and out, right? So that's a holistic approach. It's not just me as a designer making recommendations or biased decisions because of my tenure. I am making these decisions based off strictly us collectively working together. The next thing about UX designers, they create prototypes and test usability to refine designs based on feedback. So basically, you told us that button wasn't easy to find. So what we did is we mocked up a simulated design that looks like the actual product as the actual screen of Roblox. And we make a couple different variations where we make it better, and we place the button in view where you can understand it. And we'll ask you, what is the better version of starting the game? Is it this prototype screen A or prototype screen B? And basically you will tell us, and that's how we'll go with the direction. There's some more intricate stuff about this, but that's the basics. You understand, Paris?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so read the next line, Paris.
The UX designers consider factors like accessibility and visual hierarchy to optimize user experience.
Okay, that's important. So basically, from a nutshell, when we're reading this screen, isn't it easy to read?
Yeah.
Isn't it easy to locate what sentence come after the other?
Yeah.
Those are forms of hierarchy and accessibility. The contrast part of the white text on a blue background, that's really high in contrast. That's an accessibility factor. Hierarchy, it's bulleted, so you can tell where we're coming from the top to the bottom, right, as far as information. That's hierarchy. Making sure things are clear in view and easy to understand. That's the experience part. We just want to make it better, right? So the one thing I always ask myself to make a great user experience is, how do we make a good thing better, right? The last part of this is UX designers' work combines analytical thinking, creativity, problem solving, and empathy. Do you know what empathy means, Roy? What is it?
Feeling someone else's feelings.
Yep, absolutely. Somewhat. But empathy is the biggest portion of UX. It's the ability to empathize, the ability to understand who we're designing for. We talked about this, Paris. How would you empathize? How would you understand to design for somebody?
Like getting to know the person or talking to the person.
And what would you do to get to learn to know them in this type
And
of environment?
asking if they want their design to be better or correct.
Understanding their pain points. So as a 9-year-old and a 14-year-old, you guys understand what is a UX designer. Let's go into it a step deeper. How to become a UX designer. So this is a real career. This career is a valuable career to the world we're going into. Let me explain. Technology is everywhere. It's on my watch. It's on the phone. It's on a laptop. It's on your e-bike. It's on your YouTube. Technology is all over. For you guys, it's scary because it's gonna be even more robust. We got apps on the TV. We got displays in the car. So you gotta understand, we gotta get into this is a valuable career. So valuable that for a compensation portion of it, it really pays well. So let's understand how to become a UX designer. Step 1, learn the fundamentals of UX design through online courses, tutorials, and workshops, using YouTube, using sites like Interaction Design Foundation, which is a course and curriculum, to get certified. Those are the things we will use to actually get certified to become a professional UX designer. Where are you going, Roy? Okay. You will familiarize yourself with UX design principles, processes, and methodologies. Let me explain what that is, Paris. The principles, process, and methodologies. There's a system to understand how to solve these problems. I want you guys to say these principles, say these things with me. It's under the acronym EDIPT. Empathize. Empathize. Defined.
Define. Empathize. Define.
Prototype. Test.
Test.
So I wanted to say that right because I always get it mixed up. So empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. I forgot the word ideate. So ideate is important. So empathize is understanding who we're designing for. Define is understanding the business requirements and the user needs. Ideating is coming up with ideas to satisfy the business requirements and the user needs. Prototyping is coming up with the mock-ups, the prototypes to simulate what we're trying to do. And then we test it. We sit the designs in front of users and we get their feedback. Understand? Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we build strong foundation. We build a strong foundation in related areas such as user research. We gotta understand what user research is. It's not really hard. That's the empathizing part. User research is us trying to research. We like scientists. We utilize a scientific approach to create solutions. We actually use a scientific approach to create these solutions. It's not done from a graphic design or art direction standpoint. It's done understanding who we're creating for. They'll tell us what they want. We'll take what they tell us and we'll create based off that. And in conjunction with a few other things like accessibility, up-to-date standards, and great design recommendations. We'll add that to it, but we got to understand that stuff. Practice by working on personal projects, volunteering for design opportunities. So what we'll do is in this program for Paris to become a UX designer like his dad, and for Roy to become a UX designer like his dad at 9 years old. What I'll do is help you guys build a portfolio to showcase the skills and abilities. What we'll do is go through that. We'll make a project and we'll go through that EDIP, that empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. We'll create a prototype. We'll create a case study, which is your portfolio, to show that you understand how to create UX design solutions, right? Also, what we'll do is we'll network with other professionals in the UX field, like mentorship. I'm a mentor. I'm your dad. You can network with me, or you can network with other young professionals like yourself, who's in the space, and you can pick their brain on things that you want to find out about UX design. Like, do you like it? I want you to act. I want you to act. Let me go through this and then I'll get back to that. Another thing I'll help you do is we'll help you stay up to date on industry trends and advancements in UX design. What is one of the biggest things in technology today? You guys see it all the time.
Phones and apps.
No, but what is the biggest tech advancement right now in the world? Like, you hear it as like the biggest buzzword.
Let's see, cars.
Yeah, cars, but that one buzz factor they incorporating in every application,
Electronics.
in every environment, in cars. They doing it to your phone. Remember we talked about it with Damaris. He wanted you to add it to your phone.
UX design.
No, AI.
AI.
So artificial intelligence. That is an advancement.
Siri.
That's an AI. Siri is a form of AI, but that's an advancement in UX, right? So, out of all these things we know, after we learn the fundamentals, we get certified. We create a portfolio or a case study to show that we know how to solve these problems, and then we build a branded environment to showcase that you guys are the best UX designers in the world. Paris McMullen, principal UX designer at Twitch. Roy, UX engineer at Roblox, making $250,000 a year because he's a young UX designer. He's the youngest UX designer of all time. So let's get into it even more. So step one, we'll learn the fundamentals through using courses, right? So we'll use a course like Coursera. We use Interaction Design Foundation. Now what these courses do is they actually walk you guys through step by step through a curriculum to show you what UX design is and how to solve UX problems. It would go real deep into the field, right? Secondly, after you go through a series of courses and classes, right? That include videos, questions, quizzes. After you go through those, what it will do is at the end of it, when it's all done, it will generate a certificate that says Paris is certified in UX design for beginners and rule you as well. Now you got your certificate. After you get your certificate, what do?
Is it this right here?
Familiarize yourself with UX design principles, processes, and methodologies. Now listen, you got your certificate. You will learn some of this stuff in your courses and curriculum as well. But what you will do is you will go even deeper. You know what I'm saying? Once you get your certificate, You will start. I will task you with a mock project, and I will ask you to go through the full process of EDIPT, which is empathizing, defining, ideate, prototyping, and testing. I want you to say that. Prayer, say it.
Empathize,
Define,
define,
ideate,
ideate,
prototype,
prototype,
testing.
testing.
The word ideate, I know you guys are trying to figure out what that means. Ideate means iteration. It means idea. So coming up with ideas iteratively based off the requirements that you were given to design for, while factoring in the needs of the user. You understand? So just coming up with many ideas. I guarantee you guys, after I get done going through this stuff with you guys will be ready for UX design, or at least have a good understanding of what it is to know whether this is something you want to do. I think you guys will be really like. I know learning isn't the funnest, but when you start getting into like conducting the work, it gets really amazing. Okay, so sit down, person. I'm gonna finish this up. And I'm gonna finish this up. So basically, what I want to talk about after we do the course and curriculum, do Coursera or Interaction Design Foundation. That is basically just getting certified. We don't have to look at this anymore. We don't got to look at this anymore. But what I want to talk about is the next step. The next step is branding yourself. So you got a certificate. You took the course. It shows that you know the fundamentals. What you want to do is brand yourself in a way where you understand this. So what you will do is we'll build your profile, a resume. We'll build you a portfolio with case studies to show that you know what you did, that you did real world projects. The last thing we'll do is we'll make sure you have the confidence. Sit up, Roy. We'll make sure you guys have the confidence to go into a room and sell yourself, basically your value to a client or to a company that you guys really know how to be a UX designer. Doesn't that sound cool? And then you practice those. You'll practice those questions that will be given to you on over and over again to the point you will be able to answer those questions with your eyes closed. Like Paris, tell me about what do you like about being a UX designer? Let's get Roy a chance. What do you like about being a UX designer?
That you get to design different items and different logos to fix it and make it better, and it's actually going to look really cool if you finish it in time and you actually create something that people might actually like. And once you publish it, it could go popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a job that requires creativity.
Yep, creativity. That's the big thing. And it gets lost because you have a scientific approach to it. Like, because we have a scientific approach, you got that scientific side of it, but you still got to be out of the box. You still got to be creative. I think the biggest thing you need to understand is like when you look at this screen, right? When you look at this screen, this is UX design. So this is LinkedIn, right? This is the page where you will go and build your profile to showcase who you are and what you're capable of, right? So a UX designer basically identify where to put the profile picture, where to put the name, where to put the messaging to annotate what you are, your value proposition. These buttons here, look, the UX designer decided to work. They did studies to like understand where to put these buttons, these tiles. Then they did it through consistent, through various iterations, right? Sitting this in front of users and asking them, how do you feel about this? Does this work? And they will test them and quiz them on usability, functionality, accessibility, and hierarchy, right? And put this together where it makes sense. The UX designer, all they do is focus on placement, functionality, and being intuitive, understanding the paths and flows. For example, this is called a flow. When I wanna find how to edit, right? I'm gonna ask you a question. How would you edit your profile? Where would you go to edit your profile? Just point to it.
Open to work, right there.
Nope. So we have this button here.
Oh.
That's the universal button for edit. And so
I
when
didn't
you
see that.
No, it's okay. So there's a problem here. That means we have to make it better. So when you open it, it opens up a card or a form. And so with this form, you can close it out. That's one functionality. You can hit these drop downs, put your name. You can type your name in, type your last name. You can add an additional name. You can select this drop down, select your pronouns. And then you can hit save. And save is the finalized portion of editing, right? That's called a flow. So if I told you to bake in here how to change your profile picture, how would you think that through, Paris?
Well, you would try to look for an icon that says edit or a pen icon, and then you would click it.
But we want to edit specifically the profile picture.
Oh, then you would come to the profile picture and see if there's a edit
Right.
icon.
And so what they did is here, so you can just tap it, and then when you tap it, you got edit here.
Yeah.
That's really kind of challenging, right? Because like you have to know to tap it. Like what if it's nothing to say edit the profile in here, but the universal form of editing profile pictures today is tapping on the profile image.
It's not tapping on, but usually it has the little pen on the top of the profile
Yep.
when you go to your profile.
But most likely, the users, designers, users have this assumption that you just tap on it, and that'll open up another area where you can edit it.
But
Okay.
But what UX designers can do, they can fix it and make it look easier,
Yeah.
and then they can vote to see if it looks better or
Yeah.
worse.
So I'm gonna ask you one question to make this a better experience, Paris. What would you do to make this editable?
Put it right here.
With the icon right there, right? The edit icon. That's a smart decision. And in a nutshell, there's many different, there's an unlimited amount of things we can do to make something better. But that's typically what we do to solve problems. You understand? Okay. I think we're done for the day. What did you learn about UX design, Roy?
That you get to showcase creativity, and once you do that, you can figure out lots of things that you can do with it. And what UX design you can do, you can fix, like, if you have a website or if you see a website, you can work with the owner of that website and see if you can help them and fix their logos and stuff.
It's more than logos. Logos could be an issue because the logo placement may be in a space where it's not viewable. But we more so focus on usability, being able to do things within the product, not just designing cool stuff, right? We focus on the usability. I want you to tell me one thing. What's the main thing you learned about being a UX designer?
The main thing is that you have to, a UX designer basically makes the navigation of the website easier, or the app easier.
Amazing. Hand me the phone.